Gravity, relativity, not the same as the things. That what I'm talking about is the relative things that you can't get onto this. E equals MC squared, the E is silence. I'm an MC squared. You can't.
So what's up? All right, so let's do talk about the name Grand Puba Maxwell Doogie. Where does that name come from? I know where it came from, but let everybody else know. Well, I know a part of it.
It derived from a bunch of different things. Like where I first got it from was like I seen it on the cartoon, and then I seen it on Honeymooners, and then someone schooled me like what Grand Puba was like from the lodge, like that's the head person of the lodge. So like it was just a fly name. Everybody had Grand, like Grandmaster Flash, Grandmaster Melly Mel, Grandmaster Cash, Grand Puba, like you know what I mean. So yeah. I just didn't use the master. I thought it's something different, where but it still be grand. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Now and then juxtapose that to everybody who came out with little, because there was a time when I guess even when y'all came out, after you left Master Ceremonies, then you got with Brand Nubians, y'all started talking about the science of
well, like I said, when I started with Master Ceremony, I was always talking consciousness. When it got to Brand Nubian, it just elevated it more, like more of consciousness, just outright, just bold, like what I mean, like telling exactly what it is, telling you who's the original man, who's the devil, who's what I mean. But we just ain't sugarcoat it, With Master Ceremony was more, I was dealing with more of what was happening, like in the community, and what I mean. But when we formed Brand Nubian, it was we just put our heads together and we built covered the whole spectrum, like what I mean. As far as uplifting our people and letting you know who your enemy is, and
Let me ask. This is just a random question. What can you explain to everybody, since we kind of talking about hip hop history? What does down by law mean?
I know my way around when I'm down by law. That means you're basically you're official. There's another way to say, you're official. That's basically it. You know what I mean?
I take it like it mean like you was here from the beginning.
You don't sign no documents and then you just like, that's my man, he's down by law. Like, that's my dude. Like, you know what I mean? That's basically the same thing as,
Now, your songs, or a lot of your styles, going back from like Red Posse with Master Ceremonies to, I forget the last cut that was on the Brand Nubians album, but
Try to Do Me. I know it was.
Yeah. But you was like the first one to really, from my knowledge, that was actually singing with rap, like introducing, like crooning and singing.
Everybody like Slick Rick did. There's a lot of people just that. You see, it's mostly people from that era. Because here's the thing: when we was little kids, there wasn't no hip hop. R&B is what we had. We had to listen to what our moms and pops listened to. So that's what we picked up first, and then hip hop came. We watched it develop. So I guess it's just elements from what you knew and what you know, like and what you learned. Like so, R&B was always a factor because if you listen to those old R&B records, that's where most of the game was. You know what I mean? Those songs, they're so realistic, and you just pick up like, if it wasn't gonna be an MC, it might have been a singer, like
Right.
But rap came along, but that's where that comes from. Like it just comes from that was the genre of music you grew up to. You know what I mean? So it's melodic. You know what I mean? A lot of people call me melodic because I use harmonization. Like I like.
It ain't the two. That's what I'm saying. It's a few. Like I think Drake kind of does it. I think like he kind of took it in this era.
Yeah, that's just the mixture of the two, man. Loving R&B music and loving hip hop, and you just intertwine the two, mix the two together.
Did you hear what he said about London rappers or England rappers?
Is that about London rappers?
What Drake said, yeah.
Nah.
He said they was the best rappers.
London rappers?
Yeah,
That's his opinion, Slick Rick's a London rapper, he's good. You know what I mean? I don't get into that debate of, top 5 and top, because everybody's different. Like, you can't, black people are the only people that do that. Like, like, who's the best side of, I like this one for that. I like that one for this. I like this one for that. You know what I mean? I think Coogee Rap's one of my favorites. And then Chuck D, Public Enemy, their albums. That's, you know, then Big Daddy Kane. It's all different music, like, you know what I mean? Even like with Drake. I like Drake, you know what I'm saying? I like homie from what's your name? It's like it doesn't matter. I judge it by the music and the content. Nobody's no goat in this. Like there's some people that had long-term longevity. There's people that came and went, and there's people that just keep going. But you can't just pick out one person out of. That's not how it's supposed to be. Especially if we tribal, like that puts. Nah, that nigga ain't better than you. Start an argument over something silly as yo. You think he's the best, but he think he's the best. Nah, now y'all going at it trying to prove a point to who's the best or whatever. You know what I mean? I don't get into all that. That's corny. You know what I mean?
I got you.
Sports is a different story. Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, to me, Jordan, I don't think, you know what I mean? I didn't see Bill Russell and all of them, but from what I seen, Kobe, like, that's an era when they stayed with one team. Jordan got 6 with the same team. Kobe got 5 with the same team. That means you're gonna have your ups, your downs, whatever. You're gonna thug it out, and you're gonna get. Come on, man. That's greatness.
I got. Actually, that's going to lead to one of the exit questions is what you kind of talked about in that one. But so after you finished with after you did your Brand Nubians album, you came out with Real to Real, which was your first solo album. That album came out
92.
And that one, like, so you, like, I forgot it. Brand Nubian album, that album had about, it was like, I didn't have any skips on that album, but it had like 3 to 4 bona fide hits. How many units did that one sell? The first.
To this day, I still don't even know. I know when we was on Electric Records, Bob Krasnow, who was the president, he told us straight up, we're not a major label, we're like a boutique record. Now our contracts were negotiated. Once you go gold, you get to renegotiate. So their shit get to $4.99. You know, they'll stop, like, cause they don't want to renegotiate. But that happened with everybody. Like his first album with CL Smooth, Leaders, Busta and them, CL. When Sylvia Rome came in, that's when she's about doing numbers. That's when it changed. But beforehand, like Brand Nubian was also the most bootleg album ever too.
Okay.
You know, anybody will tell you that. Like when that album came out, it was ridiculous. Like, you know, but I don't even to this day. So what they did to break it up, they'll do the best of Brand Nubian. So that album, that, you know, the One for All album, now you got the best. So they ain't printing that no more. They got you buying something else, so they're gonna make money.
Got you.
These
so
guys still ain't going.
Siphon off of that yourselves from here.
Exactly. So I mean, it was politics. You know what I mean?
So now, like with streaming, it's worse.
Come on, music ain't worth nothing. But like I tell people, like I said, anything we create or we do, they always use it, abuse it, and then give it back to you when it ain't worth nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And us as a people, what happens, unfortunately, you know, you get some people in places that get that money to be the gatekeepers and keep us from rising and creating wealth. Or they give somebody else some wealth, but under certain conditions, you know what I mean? Like, I had opportunities to be different than, especially when I was doing Tommy Hilfiger and putting all the clothes shit on the map and all that. I was in a position to where they came for me and asked me certain things, but you know what I mean? It's a choice that you make. I don't know what other people went through, but I know my experience, you know what I mean? And no sellout. You know what
I heard questions before about like the parties and the gatekeeping and all those different things. I forgot who I heard them talking to.
It goes to everybody. It's not just music. It goes to shit, Oprah. It goes to all those people are there to gatekeep. If there's turmoil or black people are getting out of control or something going wrong, they got certain people that they call. Like, this is why we made you a being, that you better do this and do that or do this. I'll give you an example, just one example of with Oprah Winfrey. You notice when Michael Jackson died, she had those boys on her show again talking about that Mike did do something to them.
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't Oprah's choice.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody told her, look, you're gonna put them on there, and they're gonna say that Michael did do something to them.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't nothing you can do. Ain't nothing she can do about it. You know what I mean?
Right.
You do that,
right.
or
else?
back to
Or
the
because-
poorhouse you
right.
go. You know what I
Right.
mean? So it's certain things, the way that this life works, man. That like I said, man, until we understand what it really is, we're always gonna be in the same condition. Like you got niggas crashing out over, like, just think about it, over nothing. Crashing out on, I ain't never like, well, if I was a shorty in this time, I definitely wouldn't be arguing with no ops. I mean, the way that we had to scoop chicks back in the day, I'm doing something, you know what I mean?
Right.
And some shorties got it. Some shorties got it. Like, they ain't about all that energy, but that energy, that's the trick knowledge. Like, they making us think that that's the way, especially they're gonna give you a bag. So you really think, all right, the way to get this bag, I gotta crash out. Like,
Right.
nah, that ain't it.
Right.
That is the niggas talk about tricknology. That's trick knowledge, fooling you to believe in that energy is what's gonna get you somewhere, and it ain't gonna get you. It ain't changed.
Right.
Jail or in the ground, like it ain't.
Quick.
That's what you're looking forward to.
Yeah. And it I'm looking at, like, going back to '85. We in the 4th generation of crack babies, like those YNs. Because if you think about it from a chemical warfare standpoint, right?
Mm-hmm.
From where we were from the 60s to 70s, I got some pictures too, from the 70s to the 80s, where in the 70s, 60s and 70s we were wearing natural hair, we were talking positive, and then we come in with like Prince and Michael Jackson come in with the chemicals.
Yeah.
Then we get the crack come in like the '85, another chemical.
It's always, listen, each time we get strong as a people, it goes back before that, because the first thing was the heroin, the dope. I was a kid during the dope era. That was worse than the crack era. Because niggas was looking like monsters for real. Like, niggas had legs and hands this big, where you see somebody's arm and you could see into their flesh, where it's just dried, like from shooting dope, like where you could see inside somebody's whole, like a half an arm, but it's swollen. Yo, that was worse. That was worse. So basically, what it is, they always come with something to knock us back down.
Yeah, because that's when the like in the '70s, you had the black exploitation movies come out.
Yeah.
Highlighting pimping and.
But they give it a bad name. I like black. I'm gonna tell you why. Because Shaft was about that business. Like,
yeah.
He ain't like crackers. Even with Goldie, is a lesson to be learned. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, they didn't glorify it. You know what I mean? And like a lot of Trouble Man, like a lot of those movies was against the establishment and against, you know what I mean? Some of them was like, but it would show you, like, they always made it. Nobody won.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
it was
nobody won. Like, the morals was
yeah.
always there. Like, and that's why I kind of enjoyed it, because it was actual. Like, you know what I mean? You know. So
that they said that saved Hollywood as well. Like, Hollywood was dying during that time.
But it didn't save us.
Right. Correct. The same thing with hip hop. Like, we were gifted hip hop. You know what I mean? I'm saying, from the standpoint of, it came out of, Rose in the Concrete, basically came out of the Bronx. With people who were in we going back
poverty,
to
that shit looked like World War,
Yeah, and then everybody you got billionaires. But it's like we worshiping the golden calf for the last 40, 50 years. You got people who doing anything for the bag, taking off their clothes, killing, like, all this destruction. Even when I remember when KRS came out with Sex and Violence. I think that was like 91, 92. And it was like, I remember the cover on that album, how he was just showing all this debauchery going on, and it was, and even like you, and I forgot the album you're talking about, but you got this sixth sense of foresight, right? But y'all are, and I guess when it comes down to truth, the truth is just truth, so it's not gonna change. So once you understand truth, you know what it is. Ain't nothing gonna trick you out of your bag. Ain't nothing gonna trick you off your square, because you studied and you understand.
Yeah, well, you see who gets rich. Like I was just telling somebody, I was telling them how come we get rich off of negative energy? Like, and it seems like the people who stand for the right thing, you know, that's the way life is, and that's how they set us up. So I can't. The thing about, like, when we talking about the kids, it's no fathers in the home neither. Like, niggas is emotional. Niggas, like, they not getting that. I seen what the difference is when there's both parents in the home. Like, you know what I mean? A lot of YNs that get caught up usually just got their mom. And to come to a point, and even me as a kid, I knew I was stronger than my mother. I didn't act on it, but as a man, when you grow up to be a man, you're like, yo, you staying in the house. Like, I'm 13, that's just over. I ain't no more punishment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I had to, like, let her know, like, I'm a man. You know, that punishment shit is over. Now, my pops, that nigga never had to. My mom's beat me with everything she could get her hands on.
Right.
If I act up.
Right.
My father never had to hit me.
Right.
That
The
nigga
tone,
never hit me.
the tone alone.
Sit down. Nigga, you start crying. Like, that nigga, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
right. And it's the same thing with my kids. Like, yo, nigga, I'm not going to talk to you like twice. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
And they understand, you understand as a kid, because you know it ain't coming from a place of hate. It's coming from a place of discipline. Because you know when you do wrong, and you mess up, damn, yeah, I bugged out, you know. You know what I mean? I got that ass for when I deserved it. Like, you know, that teaches you right from wrong. Like, they don't have that. These moms are scared. These niggas is crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, like, nigga, what?
Yeah.
They don't care if it's your mama, your... man.
No,
it's
they
lost, man. And that's part of the design to keep us in the conditions that we in. Because if you think of old heads are scared of them young niggas, imagine what them white people are. So they have to concentrate, make sure, yo, let them kill each other. They don't come around us.
Right.
Like, give them all the guns in the world. Like, you know, they're going to kill each other.
Right.
But if they start going out and addressing and attacking their real enemies, it'll be over. Like, you know what I mean? It's like I was in Atlanta with my cousin, and we going to, it was like a Walmart or something to go get something. A little nigga got off the car with his shit. He had a shit on his lap, got out, extended clip. Like, nigga could come outside and have a bad day. His girl could cut him off. What the fuck you looking at, nigga? Right. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's simple. Like, I'm like, yo, that's why they let niggas have them guns like that.
Right.
Because they know they're going to kill each other and not them. And that's the biggest trick knowledge of, I mean, once these young niggas understand that, like, and it's kind of hard to come out of it because once you kill somebody, you kill their brother or cousin or their homie, then they're going to get back. And then nobody's going to want to say, like, yo, let's just get peace. Let's focus on the right shit. Because this shit is going to be you, then it's going to be him, and then it's going to be your son, and it's going to be her. Nobody's going to say, like, yo, fuck. Nobody, it's hard for niggas to just say, yo, we bugging right now. We got to stop somewhere. Yeah. If niggas do that, it's a wrap. Yeah. It's a wrap, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I had this thought the other day about just in general, like how, you know, I guess from growing up and even talking about black on black crime and the way we kill each other, but I started looking at it like the whole world, you got white on white crime, Ukraine and Russia, you got Semite on Semite crime with the Jews and the Palestinians.
Well, but if you look around the world and you do a study and see how much crime is committed in America and the rest of the world, you'll be shocked. It's like 50 to 1. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I know.
And then you look at
violence.
You say everybody commits crime, but what are the penitentiaries filled with? Mostly us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a smaller portion of us, but we doing the most of everything.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Same thing on the financial spectrum. Like, black people generate $1 trillion a year. Why are we still the poorest motherfuckers on the planet? Like, why in America? We the greatest inventors ever. We invent everything. You know what I mean? Our culture, our style, everything. But we still out here crashing out, killing each other. Like we have no wealth. Yeah. You have to understand how the game is being played. Like, and you have to teach the babies. But like I said, when they take the man out of the house and they started that shit back with welfare, like, yo, we'll take care of you and your baby, but you can't have no nigga in the house. You know what I mean? Right. The government ain't gonna take care of you, you know, and that's separation, like, you know what I mean? Yeah. There was more, and that's why when somebody said we was better off in slavery time, because the family unit was still together.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what made it. We had less niggas incarcerated in the whole nine. But once you remove that element, it's like that's where it all goes.
Ain't no balance. Yeah, I mean, once there is no man, like you said, just to put that tone, set that tone, then that kid is now wild. And they really, if you look at it, right, like from the standpoint of the groups that kids gravitate to, especially in today's world, the soft dudes gravitate to effeminate groups, and then
everybody has a feminine. Even the hard dudes, they're emotional.
Right.
That's why they quick. Yo, fuck that. It's up.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's emotions. Like it's not. I'm gonna tell. I tell everybody this story with my pops because my pops was there. He didn't live with us, but I happen to come from a big family, and we're a cultural family. We're in the struggle family. We from BLA to Black Panthers, all of that. I came up with that upbringing. Mm-hmm. Now, when I was young, I was like 15, maybe I get 15 years old. I got caught in the neighborhood I wasn't supposed to be in, right? So these cats got ready to jump me. Mm-hmm. Luckily, one of my OGs from my hood was pulling up with the Camaro, like, yo. And it was some homies from my block. And they was like, we good? Yeah, we good. So the niggas that was about to jump me was like, yo, it's squash, it ain't shit squash. You know what I mean? So now I get back to my town, I'm calling my pops. That's my go-to though. I went to my man's crib, got the hammer, I went to my pops. My pops just came home from doing like Fed time or whatever. So I'm like, yo, these niggas try to jump me, like, yo, come on. And I showed them my gun, the whole nine, like, let's go. That nigga was like, I woke him up with that shit, like, yo, what are you doing? What's wrong with you? I'm like, nah, these niggas trying to jump me. Like, I'm getting my shit off, like, whatever. You know, he's like, yo, you know what? Looked at me. Nigga said, give me that gun. Nigga snatched the gun from me, right? I'm like, I'm tight. Like, you ever see South Central? Mm-hmm. When OG Bobby Johnson came home, he was a different. Mm-hmm. That's how I felt my pops was acting. Like, yo, no, we not gonna handle that like that. You gonna give me the gun, you gonna go home. I'm like, yo, this nigga's bugging, like.
Right.
And the nigga said to me, give me the shit, go home. And the nigga said, if you feel like that shit tomorrow, we're gonna go handle that. The next day came, that nigga called me. I done got some ass. And he's like, yeah, so what's up? Yeah, what's up? What's going on? Like, yeah, what you mean, what's going on? You said, you gonna handle it? I forgot all about it. But he taught me to fucking don't react off your emotion. Go home. If you feel that way tomorrow, we're gonna handle that shit. Mm-hmm. Like, I wasn't even thinking about that shit. Ain't nothing happened to me yet. But if I would have acted in that moment, I would have lit up the first nigga I seen. You know what I mean? And that's the shit that niggas gotta learn. Because I would have threw my life away. Just fucking the first nigga I see and I'm letting go. Yeah. But that nigga told me, like, yo, go the fuck home. You feel that way tomorrow, we'll go handle it. Yeah. Nigga, and nothing happened to me. They ain't do shit to me, but I was ready to just on the mere fact. These niggas trying to jump me. Yeah, that nigga shit, like, but he taught me, and for the rest of my life, I always thought about shit like, you know what, that shit ain't a good, you know, we ain't fucking with that. Like, I always thought, you know what I mean, my foresight. But that's what these little niggas need to learn, because it ain't, unless you want to just crash out and fucking go to jail, and be in there with some 6'5", OG, old niggas, and you 130 pounds, and that's your problem, you know what I mean, that is, as soon as that shit slam, come on, man. You thinking about everything. Your girl, it ain't even, matter of fact, it ain't even about the niggas in there. It's just like your freedom is nigga. I'm going to the, man, that's just the way shit in the world.
That time, you ain't getting no time back.
You ain't getting that time back. You ain't getting, and then you sitting, like, especially if a nigga got like 25, 30, in jail?
Yeah. It was a video of this dude on the internet or whatever, when there was this young dude talking about he got in a fight with this OG. He said dude was like 60. And he was this young bull. He said that old dude just racked him up, man. Punished him. And made him think different.
You're amongst the savage of the savage now. Now you got to really survive. Like, you know what I mean? There ain't no, you know, the phone call stopped. Like, when I had to do a little short bit and shit, the worst shit was just no free, like, waiting to use the phone, and you start to become a jail nigga, like waiting for Monday for fucking commissary. You looking forward playing spades after the lockout. That shit is just some other shit.
Yeah,
like,
no, that ain't that. I mean, and it's literally slavery, like it's said in the 13th Amendment. So people who choose that path, man.
I feel so. I mean, we all get caught up. That's why I always say, growing up in the hood is a 50-50 chance. Because, like I said, I came from, like I said, a cultural family and all that. But once you hit the street, that's you in the street. Like you're gonna fall victim to certain shit. You know what I mean? And you just gotta navigate. Like that's why half of us get out, and the other half get stuck, man. Because that shit is like you got a better chance when you got somebody, an OG around and tell you know like even in my hood, the older niggas, man, you don't do that dumb shit. Like yo, don't tell me. Like they would tell you. You know what I mean? Even the dope fiends, you meet the little nigga like, yo, fuck that, we gonna get some pussy tonight. Hey, yo, little Sonny, I heard you. I'm gonna tell your father you out here fucking. You know what I mean? They would check you like, you know what I mean?
Catch you.
Fucking go back to nothing. Like, hey, nigga. But they would check. They were always, you know what I mean?
Right.
We missing that, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And niggas is so busy after that bag. Like all these podcasts, if you notice, it gotta be based on negative energy.
Yeah.
Just negative.
You ever see the commercials that they show?
For what?
On the podcast. It's either dick pills or gambling. Like every commercial.
Oh man, shit.
And that's all that's been promoted. Really, it's like, all right, so
that should keep us in control. Of course. We the greatest people on this planet, man. And once these little niggas realize that, man, the fucking sky's the limit. Especially these little niggas now, because they growing up in a computer technology world where they fucking everything is off emotion, like reactional. Like we have to think about shit. Nigga, you get on punishment, you're in your room, you ain't got no cell phone, you ain't got no TV, nigga, you fucking playing with I'll put that shit, take that shit apart and put it back together. You know what I mean? Like use your mind, and they take that away from us now with that technology. Like it's always just reaction. Like my fucking little kid can, yo, how you do this? I gotta ask them niggas, yo, how you work that shit? Yo, they boom, 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 back here. I'm like, they're born with that, but it's a higher level where they can use that knowledge to be even more advanced than what they are now. But it's stunted by
culture.
That's it.